Sawadee Cup and welcome to another episode for the Fungal Pod. It's Monday and you know what it means? MMA Monday. Exactly. The one, the only, not the only, the original MMA Monday. Welcome back in your life. All those catchphrases, all for you right here, right now. All right, so we talk about MMA, right? And you know that I'm not doing a review show here because there are so many out there. I'm just trying to look at how did MMA fighters / MMA promotions use the media to highlight what they're doing and so on. You know the drill by now, hopefully. So there was no UFC fight event this past weekend, right? So that's why you probably ended up watching Bellator, boxing. That's my point already. Like, don't cheat without looking up anything. What has been in the news about MMA this past week? About the UFC? Who? Exactly, that's my point. There you go. I think I follow all the outlets, and what I've seen in the news was Kevin Holland said he's retired. I don't believe it. He's gonna be back. I don't think his OnlyFans pays that much, and he likes the limelight, I think. Then Conor McGregor, not tested by USADA as only active fighter, apparently. Explains a lot. And then nothing UFC anymore. Floyd Mayweather with an exhibition. That's about it. My point exactly. Why isn't the UFC creating more content even when there's no event? Like, why don't you showcase your fighters more? Why don't you give them an outlet? Why don't you repost fighter content and so on? Why, to the fighters, why don't you use this? There's a weekend where there are no fights. So that's your chance to shine, because the fight fans, we still want to have fight content. And if there's no fight event, give us something. If there's no fight event, if I'm a fighter and there's no event on a weekend, I'm going to put out the most awesome content I can create as a fighter. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Come on. They are craving content. Give them content. It was very disappointing. Maybe that's because lots of fighters still don't understand that. I don't know, maybe because the UFC doesn't encourage them, but the fighters should be encouraged by themselves. They should be like intrinsically motivated, not waiting for like some extrinsic factors to be like, hey, come on, do it. It's like, no, it's your brand. Chael Sonnen says it all the time. If you don't fight for yourself, no one else will. So do it. So to the fighters that are obviously watching and listening to this, of course, you gotta create your brand. You gotta put stuff out there. And if there's no event, that's your time to put stuff out there, because we still wanna see content. And if you're struggling, if you don't know what kind of content, if you're needing some support, help, whatever it might be, let me know. I'm happy. That's my job, doing those things, and I'm happy to give you a few pointers. Seriously, like I understand the chances of a fighter watching this or listening to this aren't that high. But if you are one and you're like, damn, I just like the ideas, let me know. Then we're gonna figure something out for real. Not gonna be expensive either. I promise. Okay. Yeah, that was the one thing that bothered me this week. There's not enough content there. Like, come on, man, give us something. The Bellator event was, of course, Bellator. The Benson Henderson versus Queally in Ireland. This nice upkick was awesome. The Benson Henderson upkick was pretty cool. But it's Bellator. So, I mean, Joe Romero versus Melvin Manhoef. Well, Manhoef retired. Great career, of course. But it's Bellator. Bellator, just, as I always say, they just suck at content creation and content curation and content promotion. There's Bellator's social media team. It's just terrible. They just put stuff out and just hope that people are going to see it. It's just so annoying. Especially with those fights where you have some star power and some cool moves and so in there. Bellator. But okay, PFL didn't do anything. At least nothing popped up in my feed. And like I said, I follow everything. So, hey, PFL, you still out there? Hey. it was so annoying. One promotion, one promotion that puts out lots of content is One Championship. I also have like a few. What do you pick with one? I don't know. A few issues with them because the content that they're putting out is very often repetitive. Unfortunately, things they posted 1,000 times already. But at least they're trying. And they're coming back now this weekend with like 2 events, 2 pay-per-view main events. The first one is Friday evening Singapore time, Bangkok time. This would then be but it's Thursday evening Singapore time. 6 p.m. Singapore time. So then it must be in the morning in the US or something. Who knows? I'm not in the US. You figure it out. So Thursday, 6 p.m. Singapore time. It's 161. Headlined by Patch Morakot versus Tavan Chai. Now let me open the card here for you. And the main event, Patch Morakot, Pat Yin D Academy. You know the last name very often is their name of the gym here in Thailand. So his first name is Pat Morakot. His last name, Pat Yin D. Pat Yin D is the gym that he trains in, the Pat Yin D Academy. Pretty famous gym here. And he's the world champion. So Pat Morakot is the defending world champion. And he faces like an up-and-coming superstar. I think he's 23, 24 or so. Tavan Chai, PK Sanchai Yim. So he's out of the gym of Sanchai, the goat of Muay Thai. And Tavan Chai is like, he's like this young, up-and-comer, handsome, tall, jacked, ripped to the gills, like the future of Muay Thai, many say. Pat Morakot is still like more of like also not that old yet, but more of like an old school Muay Thai fighter, a bit like leaner, a bit more lanky. Gonna be a great fight. If you're into Muay Thai, kickboxing, all those things, stand-up fighting, watch it. It's gonna be cool. Pat Morakot is usually a bit more cerebral in his approach, especially since he's a champ. Tavan Chai packs a punch. Tavan Chai is strong, he's fast, and he goes for it usually. So that's going to be fun. So if you're into Muay Thai, that's the fight to watch. It's going to be a really good fight. The co-main is the heavyweight kickboxing World Grand Prix semi-final between Roman Kryklia and Guto Inocente. Guto Inocente, I think they don't pronounce the E, right? From Brazil. Guto Inocente. He pulled off like... He defeated that guy that everyone... Rado Pacic. Yeah, the guy that everybody was afraid of. He defeated Rado Pacic in the first round of that Grand Prix. Pretty surprising for me as well. But well done. Beat him in his own game. Kryklia has been like close to the championship for a while. But after Innocent took out Opacic, I'm not gonna doubt him anymore. That's gonna be a fun match too, I think. We then have the other semi-final between Bruno Chavez and Irai Asispur, and I can't really say much to that, to be honest. I can say a bit about the lightweight. Pardon me. Lightweight Muay Thai, lightweight MMA. Sorry. Zhang Lipeng is back. He faces Saigit Isagakmaev. I think Saigit, that's how they all refer to him in One Championship. That's going to be fun, but I'm scrolling because I really look forward to the women's atomweight fight between Ritu Phogat, I still never know, Ritu Phogat from India and Tiffany Teo from Singapore. And Ritu Phogat is like a wrestling heavy, like, she's got a very wrestling heavy approach, and once she's on top of someone, it's, to quote the commentary, good night Irene. Tiffany Teo, she's just super tough, so she just does not give up at all. Like, she can take a beating. She has taken a few beatings in One Championship, and she's just in there until the very, very end. So it's going to be interesting. I do see Ritu Phogat taking her down and getting the job done. But Tiffany Teo is really tough, really, really tough. So this is gonna be more fun than you might expect. The opener on the main card is Wang Shuo versus Yuyu Wakamatsu. Yuyu Wakamatsu is the guy who took Mighty Mouse in his second fight. almost, and not to the edge of defeat, to the brink of defeat, but he took him into deepish waters in Mighty Mouse's first outing for one championship, I believe. So that was closer than most people, me included, thought it would be. So Yu Yu Wakamatsu is really good. He has like this, he bounces a lot back, in and out, in and out. He's very, very active, like very active fighting style. I don't really know much about Wang Shuo, to be honest. But I love watching Yu Yu Wakamatsu usually. Like, usually he's very, very, lots of very fun to watch. And the lead card has Capitan Pat Yindi, from the same gym as Pat Morakot. So Capitan is also very good. He fought for the world championship as well. He's fighting former world champion Alverdi Ramasanov. He trains also in Thailand with Venom, I believe, in Pattaya, Venom gym. Ramasanov used to be like this lanky Russian. And also like back and forth, spinning kick, back and forth. And then he lost his championship. And since then, he hasn't been quite the same. So maybe it's time for him to bounce back, literally. Let's hope he can do that, because he used to be a very exciting fighter, but the last one or two outings, I think, weren't that great. So I hope he can bounce back and remind us of like who he used to be and maybe be that person again. Last fight I'm going to talk about on 161 is Han Shihao from China versus Ferrari Fatex. The one championship has been like kind of pushing Ferrari Fatex down our throats the last few days on social media. Like, here, watch Ferrari Fatex. So Ferrari, great first name. Then his nickname, quite likely, not his real name. And Fatex, that's just the gym again, the Fatex gym. So very much looking forward to what Ferrari can do, simply because they posted so much content of his these past few days. All right, that's 161 on Thursday. And then once this is done, we will go to Friday, 8 p.m. EDT. That should be the US, right? And October 1st in the morning, 8 a.m. Singapore time. So Thailand is going to be 9 a.m. then here in Thailand. So Friday evening, prime time, because it's going to be one on Prime Video 2. And the main event will be a very interesting one. The main event will be the champion, Xiong Xingnan from China, the strawweight world champion, versus the atomweight world champion, Angela Lee. She's moving up again. I think that's the case, right? She's moving up again to fight Xiong Xingnan. I lost track because the first Xiong Xingnan came down and Angela Lee just barely pulled it off. The victory with like a last-minute arm bar, it was, I believe. Then Angela Lee went up to strawweight to challenge Xiong Xingnan, and Xiong Xingnan just stopped her via boxing, like she just outboxed her. And so now it's like the rubber match, but I think it's again at the heavier weight, I believe. So I still see Xiong Xingnan having power advantage, but Angela Lee has been out for over a year due to motherhood, and maybe she packed on a bit more muscles. We will see about that. She almost lost to Stem Fairtex in the finals though of the Grand Prix. Oh no, she like the fight for the title. She almost lost to Stem Fairtex and then stopped her with a submission. So let's see. I mean, I'm an Angela Lee fan because she's the one who kind of like brought me into one championship. She gave me an interview way back when no one knew me or no one knew my platform. So I'll be an Angela Lee fan for life, of course. So Angela Lee, you got that. But yeah, so can't wait for that. Xiong Xingnan is she's just so nice always in interviews. I haven't had a chance to talk to her, but when you see interviews popping up, she's always just so nice. It's ridiculous how nice she comes across. So it's hard to root against her, but I'm an Angela Lee fan, of course. So Angela Lee, I hope she pulls off like a crazy submission once again. In the co-main event, we have the flyweight kickboxing world championship between the guy who knocked out the legend, Superbon, the champion, versus Typhoon Özkan. Sorry, Typhoon. He's a mainstay in kickboxing, right? So if you follow kickboxing, Glory, whatever, you know Typhoon Özkan. Sorry. That's going to be a fun fight unless Superbon just head kicks him again. That's because that's what he does. Like that's how he knocked out Petrosian, right, with a head kick. He was the first one who's like headshot dead, not Leon Edwards. Just saying. So Superbon has a crazy kick, a crazy head kick game. But Typhoon Oshkan obviously knows that, and he's been around for a long time, so he shall be prepared. It's going to be a fun fight too. I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to seeing Stamp, the girl who challenged Angela Lee for the title last time around, versus Jihin Ratchuan. I'm sorry, but the last names are sometimes a bit difficult. I followed Jihin on Instagram. Her workouts are very intense. She just posted one where she was hitting pads, but also hitting her trainer in the face. So I didn't quite get that. I'm not a big fan of like just hitting people randomly in the face. And not randomly, but just unprotected face hits in training. I don't know if that's necessary. Especially, why do you hit the trainer? Stamp has improved vastly over the last few outings as a MMA fighter, because she's known for Muay Thai and kickboxing, of course, where she held championships. Now she's going for the MMA belt, and she has improved so much, so fast. Kind of crazy. I'm not a big fan of her antics of the dancing and everything, like in between rounds. But of course, I mean, Thailand in the house, so Stamp. Let's do it. We also see Martin Nguyen, the former featherweight champion, in action again, versus Ilya Freymanov. So Martin Nguyen, the former champ, I think he trains out of where they all train out of. I forgot the name right now. Where Chandler trains and Ong Lang Sang trains there as well, I believe. He used to be so much fun. He's still so much fun to watch. And he bounced back in his last fight after he lost his title. He's like very explosive at times, like really good with like knees and elbows and stuff. The C2 Asian. That's his nickname. It's going to be a fun fight too. There are lots of fun fights. See, I criticize one championship a lot usually, but those fights are going to be lots of fun while you hear the ring bell in the background. Probably that's the ice cream truck or the ice cream bicycle running around here selling ice cream. We also then have Timofey Nastyukin, the guy who knocked out the Underground King. And Timofey Nastyukin faces Halil Amir. By the way, the Underground King, not with one championship anymore. That was a bit disappointing, unfortunately. But I mean, so yeah, Timofey Nastyukin was the guy who knocked him out. Versus Halil Amir. I don't know Halil Amir, to be honest, but Nastyukin, and I hate those word game plays like he's nasty, but he is. Like he's got power. Nastyukin got power. Like I try my best, Joe Rogan. He's got nasty power. So that's going to be fun. On the lead card, we're going to see Mara Grigorian against Jamal Yusupov. Yusupov has been around for a bit too. Grigorian as well. Grigorian always like this perennial contender, right? So Grigorian, I always have a hard time picking against Grigorian, but he's been around for a while. So he's getting there in age, I believe. But yeah, I can't pick against Grigorian in this one. We also, and I don't go through all of those, but two more. We also will see Anissa Maxson in atomweight Muay Thai versus Dankong Fa Banchamek. Banchamek is the gym of Burkau Banchamek. You know Burkau, maybe if you're into Muay Thai. So a female fighter, Dankong Fa, out of that gym. And Anissa Maxson. Anissa Maxson is a... okay, Joe Rogan again. She's a beast. Anissa Maxson is a beast. I think she's still undefeated in one, if I'm not mistaken. And she has a mixed bout scheduled with Stamphatics already for January, I think. It's going to be mixed MMA and Muay Thai. And she's got power, she's got speed. Like, Anissa Maxson is the real deal. Oh, God, I really sound like Joe Rogan. She's the real deal. I'm looking forward to that. I don't see anyone who's stopping Anissa Maxson in Muay Thai right now. But who knows? I haven't seen much of her in the clinch, to be honest, though. So maybe that's something Dan Kong Fa can try, like clinch her up, knees in the clinch or something. Let's see about it. But I'm excited to see Anissa Maxson in action. It's always fun to watch her. And then the first match will be between Rado Opacic, the guy that was kind of like the guy that everyone was scared of. Like, he was putting everybody out until Innocent put him out. And he fights Janis Doforidis, the only fighter who was like I think, part of a double knockdown in the heavyweight division. I think in his last fight or so, they had a double knockdown, I think. And he came out on top, I believe, then eventually. But it was kind of fun. Both just swinging for it. So this is going to be a heavy-hitting affair as well. So that's a really good card. That one on Prime is a really good card. So if you... It's not like that star-studded when it comes to US fighters. Maybe there's no Mighty Mouse this time around, for example. And Sage Northcutt is still MIA. But... I mean, Angela Lee, awesome. Super Bond is fantastic. So if you're into martial arts and you don't need the cult of personality to be interested in the fights, watch this. It's really good. And I don't even get anything from One Championship because Chatri still has me blocked. Like the CEO of One still has me blocked on Twitter, on Instagram, on one of those platforms. I think on Twitter. Just because I asked one time, like, I don't understand how you guys make money. And that's when he blocked me. So while I do criticize One sometimes, that card is stacked, that card is awesome. I'm looking forward to almost every match on there. Check it out. It's going to be fun. It's going to be lots of fun. Let me know what you think about all those fights. What do you think, how they go and so on. Do like, share, subscribe to this podcast, obviously. Rate it if you're listening to it somewhere, because then more people can find it. And well, yeah, then let's talk after how it all went down. As always, stay safe, take care, keep your guard up, and we'll see and talk soon. Sawadee Cup.